was asked for updated fall/winter because it's still technically fall even though there's Christmas trees. I was asked for updated routines for morning and night, so that's exactly what this one's going to be, is the PM routine first, because this one trickles over into the morning and that makes my day smoother. So I'll show you how that goes, so that way our morning tomorrow is going well and very smooth and functioning. Plus my kids are still in school, they're not out for winter break yet, so I figured this was a perfect time to do it. This will be a weeknight routine, as well as tomorrow morning will be a weekday. Both are school day situations. This is what you see me fidgeting with in my hand, by the way. It's one of those car fragrance things. I keep forgetting to switch mine out, and since I'm about to go get the kids from school, I'm gonna remember to finally do this. Now, this part of my routine does alter some days. Some afternoons I have to pick up Tristan from work. Some days I don't. Today happens to be one of the ones that I don't. His girlfriend's picking him up and they're going to the gym. But if I had to, I would right now be packing some snacks and drinks, heading to the school, picking up my tinies, and then all the way across town to get Tristan before coming home and starting. Today we don't have to worry about that. I'm just gonna go get the kids and get right back. Not sure exactly why I leave my sunglasses on my face as long as I do before they go up on my head, but that's a different story. When we walk in the door, the first thing is we put the kids' backpacks in here, put their water bottles and lunch boxes in the kitchen, shoes go in here, all the older kids' stuff goes down the hall, and then my kids turn ravenous for some reason and need a ton of snacks. I try to give them healthier snacks, but they love chicken nuggies, choy bonnies, all that stuff. And there was a winter shop at school, so Brianna brought me home these pins for the pin board in my room. The Stitch was mine, Rapunzel was hers, and she said that we could share the Pirates of the Caribbean one, but either way, I don't care. I think they're absolutely adorable. And since it is December, we will go ahead and do the advent calendars. I used to let the kids do this in the morning, and then I'm like, why am I giving these kids chocolate before I send them off to school, even if it is a tiny little piece? So we wait until after school when they're having their snacks, they go ahead and have their advent as well. Gluing my nail back on for about the 700th time today, but I don't care. It's about 4:20, almost 4:30. I'm gonna go ahead and start dinner only because I'm making chili, and there's certain things that I like to sit on the stove for longer. So even though my chili is very fast to put together, I still just like it to sit there longer and meld. So that's the next thing I'm gonna do, is make some chili. I'll voice over and do all that fun stuff, but do that, and I'm going to make some kind of sweet treat. Yes, Gwen's over here waving hi. It's the holidays, it's baking season, so I'm also going to put something together for them. I think brownies. I'm a very seasonally oriented person. If you're new here and you don't know what that means, if it's summer, I'm loving the lemonade, the watermelon, all of that, but don't give it to me in the middle of fall or winter. And yeah, this onion was killing me. Every single one in this bag has been just insane and kills my eyes when I'm trying to cut the onion. I don't understand, but this one was really bad. You'll see my reaction continuing. But what I was talking about with being seasonally oriented, I want all the pumpkin things in fall. Well, right now we're at Christmas time. I want all of the peppermint things and the seasonal flavors that go with it. And my candles in my house are the exact same way. I love to have a candle going, or the Scentsy, anything that's gonna make it feel like that time of year. I like to have that going as well. While I'm cooking dinner or at night when we're sitting around watching a movie, I'll have stuff going. And now what I'm doing is getting all of my chili going. I'm throwing a bell pepper in there this time. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But this soup recipe, this chili recipe, was absolutely phenomenal. I did a can of cannellini beans and a can of black beans instead of the kidney beans. And I think that even made a huge difference. Plus, it sat on the stove for about, I think, 2 hours before we got around to eating it. It was just delicious. And it's perfect with Florida because sometimes we're cold, sometimes it's 80. Today when I'm doing the editing, it's 80 something degrees outside, but 2 days from now, it's gonna be back in the 30s and the 40s. So on those days, I love a good soup or stew. This is me being lazy. I don't wanna fill the jar, so I'm just using the store-bought one. That's me being lazy. But I do love to go with the weather too. And if I know it's gonna be cold, I'm gonna pull out a soup or stew or something really hearty in the crock pot because we don't get a lot of cold days around here. I will either have on some kind of music, Christmas music, country music, I don't really care. I'll have on some kind of music or a movie while I'm cooking dinner, and the kids are off doing their own thing at this point. They can be playing their video games, tablets, doing art. Gwen loves to do art projects. But when they first come home from school, I let them relax and decompress with their snacks and whatever they want to do. And then once we do dinner is when we'll go into, like at the holidays, it's a family movie, either Halloween or Christmas themed. Tonight, you'll see the movie in a few minutes. We play card games, board games. We play on the Nintendo Switch as a family. It's just things that we do so that way we're still interacting with the kids and they're not, in one room and we're in the other. I don't like that. I want to spend as much time with them as I can. I also am a big fan of cleaning as I go, especially now more than ever. Connor, since going back to work from his surgery, he's been getting a lot more hours and a lot more work making up for all that time. So when he comes home, I just want to be able to enjoy time with him. Do I love when he's helping me in the kitchen? And does he still have to help me a lot of times with the kitchen? Yeah, that happens. But we will do the chores together, whatever I have to leave at the end of the day. Otherwise, if I can get it all done during the day while he's working, that is my ultimate goal. So that way, when he comes home, it is just time with the family and time with him and not having to worry about getting the dishes done or mopping the floors, any of that extra work that he was helping me with. And then with it being the holidays and baking season, Gwen and Brianna and Declan, the younger three, they've always loved being in the kitchen with me and baking. Gwen wanted to make brownies, so that's what we did. And when I say made brownies, holy crap. She wanted to add chocolate chips, milk chocolate chips, and white chocolate chips to the batter, as well as sprinkles. And then once it goes in the pan, we're going to cover it with more sprinkles and little miniature M&Ms. This was all her idea. I let her roll with it. We each had a piece that was maybe 2 inches by 2 inches. And that was enough because these things were super, super sweet. Were they delicious? Yes, but you definitely needed just a small piece. If you've been around my channel and you've seen any of my other routine videos, I kind of go with the Pirates of the Caribbean thing. They're more like guidelines than actual rules. We don't stick to the exact same thing and then freak out if it doesn't get done. If I leave dishes in my kitchen at the end of the night, cool. If there's clothes that still need to be folded, it's fine. We roll with it because no matter what, it will get done. It just might not get done that day or at that exact same time every day. We are a large family and we have learned how to literally just roll with the punches and roll with whatever life throws us. And that is how we function. And we do very well functioning with a group our size and getting everything done for the next day ahead. But we also spend a lot of time together, especially around the holidays. We watch Christmas movies all the time. We bake treats. We did the holiday stuff. These are the crazy brownies. Just look at those things. And I'm going to cut them here in a few so you could see them. But here's the chili. Honestly, I want to make a whole another batch of this because it was so good. We had like a Frito chili pie thing this night. But the next night on leftovers, I put some French fries in the air fryer and made chili cheese fries out of this. That was so, so good. So yes, definitely going to make some more of this chili soon. And I'm going to show you what my bowl looks like over here in a minute. I just put cheese and sour cream. You can go as crazy as you want with this, but I don't put any hot sauce or jalapenos because I'm heat averse, so I don't do that, but my husband does. And then we picked a movie with the kids. I asked what they wanted. They said Nightmare Before Christmas. Disney calls it a holiday movie. I think it works for both, but what do you think? Because we went back and forth on that as a family, as if it's a Halloween, Christmas, or both. And now I'm going to cut the brownies, and what you're going to see is my kids coming and taking the plates, and they all want corner pieces. So that's the first thing that goes. What part of the brownie do you guys eat? Do you eat the edges first? Do you go for the middle? My kids have to have all the corner pieces. Connor had to start his work laundry on this day. He doesn't do that every day, but it was definitely needed by this point in the week. And then rolling with the punches, as I say, my aunt and my mom showed up. I always wrap their Christmas presents for them, and my aunt was going to see my cousin to give these like the next day. So she came over that night so I can wrap the Christmas presents while we still watch the movie and everything with the kids in the background, and was just knocking out everything that came about. My mom, my aunt, they had some of the chili, they had the brownies. I didn't know that they were coming, but it was nice that I had stuff that I could share with everybody. And then it goes into bath and shower time for the younger ones. The older three handle all that by themselves. Gwen does shower herself, except I will scrub her hair, and Declan does everything for himself, but we will make sure that the water temperature is not crazy because he thinks it's funny to turn the heat up too high. So we do have to still regulate that. and I'll help Gwen pick out her jammies, finish up wrapping all the stuff and packing it up for my aunt so that way it's easy for her to take. She has to go all the way down to Tampa with all of this, so anything I could do to help, I'm going to, and make it easier on her. Once company left, the movie was over, the smaller ones were done with their shower time, I was going to clean up from all the wrapping, get the little area in the dining room situated, go into the kitchen, load the dishwasher, basically the generic close down the nighttime stuff. I do like to get everything loaded into at least the dishwasher. If I leave some hand wash stuff, I'll soak it with some Dawn Power Wash or put a full-blown sink for dirty water, and I'll do that. And sometimes I get back around to it when I'm out here doing elf stuff later in the night. Sometimes I do it the next morning. It really doesn't matter. But wiping down my counters, I do make sure to do that every night because if you've seen before, I have cats. They climb all over my counters. We've tried all the tricks. Nothing works. They like the countertops, so I make sure to keep them wiped down and sanitary because of their paws. It's just one of my things. And then I have to feed the cats. No, they don't get wet food every night. It's about every third night, roughly. I don't do it that often anymore, but they do enjoy it, so I still try to do it every now and then. Now, one of the things that sets us up very big for the day ahead is my smaller two, their lunch boxes, snacks, water bottles, all that. I will set it out on the counter the night before. This is how I've been storing their snacks, getting them pre-done for like 2 or 3 weeks ahead at a time, storing them in my closet like this so they don't eat them. And then I bring those out. This game we've been obsessed with and we've been playing it. Aiden, he was just learning, so we were doing 3 people. And then in a minute, you're going to see the 4-person round because Connor came out and he wanted to try it. And it was his first round, and I left the audio in for how that game went. It was just absolutely hysterical. We love this game. Connor was like, there's no way I'll win. You 3 know how to play, yada, yada, yada. Just the usual stuff where he thought he was going to lose, and he actually ends up winning, threw a party, was running all around the living room. It was definitely just hysterical, so that's why I left the audio in, and you're going to hear it in just 1 second.
I'm about to drop everything in my hand as it takes.
Y'all can have these.
Come on! What?
I win! I won it! I said I couldn't figure it out, but I did! I won!
That game gets very exciting, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Christmas Eve, we sit around and play games all day long, and I'm looking forward to doing that with like 6 people or more and see how crazy it gets. But now I got to set up the kids' toothbrushes. I don't have to do it, but I do because otherwise toothpaste gets everywhere, and I've got another thing to clean. I don't want to deal with that. And then I go around turning off all the lights. I turn off the outside lights. I read to Gwen still. She didn't actually want to read. She wanted to do this Christmas spot book, but we had a dog chew on this years ago. I don't even remember which dog, but the book is hanging on by a thread. I will tuck her in. We'll do the reading, or in this case, do some spot looking in this book. But she had to feed her unicorn baby first, and then we got to do the book. Declan's been really into different like chapter books recently, so he's been doing one of those at night for like a chapter or 2 before he goes to bed. Valley had to come in and say hi. Don't know why, she doesn't normally do this, but it was nice to see the cat. And then I like to set a load of laundry on delayed run. That way I can load it up now, and you'll see in a minute I'm going to count on my fingers how many hours I need to go ahead and delay this for. So that way in the morning it will go run, and once I wake up, I can move this over and already have one task knocked off my list for the next day ahead. Picking up the living room, do I do this every night? No. Do I try? Yes. And especially like the window, I had to close it because this was a cold night. We have cats, they'll push through the screen. So certain things like that, I do need to make sure I do. Otherwise, does the living room get picked up every night? No, but again, would I like it to be? Yes. It is Elf on the Shelf season. I'm up a little bit later at night than I would like to be, waiting for my younger ones to fall asleep. So I will make sure I have a cup of water, close down out here, get all the lights off, and go into my room and do whatever work I need to do on my computer, watch something with Connor, anything to keep me awake and functioning. Like on this night, I had to print some things off the computer for the elf, and Weasley is a different cat at night. He loves his scratches at night, but during the day, he will not act like this. He's 2 different cats, a morning and a nighttime Weasley. I make that joke, but it is actually very true for him. His personality is so sweet at night, and I wish it stayed that way at all times. I'm going to jump back in and talk at this point because this is just going to be too confusing. All this is in the way of my normal nighttime routine. I'm going to have to put that away, but I don't want to do it until I know if the mask is going to fit Elfie. My husband was doing his hair, so cutting his hair, and then showering, and he had his protein shake while he was cutting his hair. So I have to clean all that out of the way. But typically I would use that micellar water right there to get any makeup off. My cleanser is right there. I will show them to you closer up, as well as all the products I will be using. But I have a mess to deal with and an elf to deal with, so I will do that after. But knowing me, I'll forget to come back and film it. Like I said, this is my go-to makeup remover if I need to get anything off. I've been using the Clinique little moisturizer. There it is where you can see it, because mine is completely out. I got this as a birthday freebie. Not really sure how I feel about it yet. My go-to face wash, morning, night, doesn't matter if I'm washing my face, I'm using that. And then this, as you can tell, I've tried to open it to get everything out. This was my moisturizer I was using, but it is completely shot. And then that is just deodorants and stuff. Oh, if I'm feeling up to it, I will use this for retinol on my forehead and around like anywhere it could be crow's feet. If I'm feeling special, that's what this is for. This is not my nighttime routine. This is Connor's since his surgery, but it's in the way of mine. So he puts bio oil on his scar in the morning and at night, and it's blocking mine. This I put on at night on my stomach. It tightens the skin, clears up my stretch marks. Well, nothing ever clears them away, but this makes them look a lot better. This is just something I do on my belly. I do a bum cream. Again, this is all if I'm really, really feeling it. I don't do this crap every night. And then I do have eye little patch things. They're retinol. They are supposedly pumpkin. I don't smell anything whatsoever, but they're just good retinol eye patches. Then hiding over here by my husband's stack that needs to be put away, because this is not all of it. This is maybe a fifth of it. This is the lotion that I wear on my arms, my legs. After I get out of the shower, if I just want some moisture, I'll put this one on. It smells really good, and it's not too holiday. This could be a good year round. We're trying to get the kids to sleep so I can continue working on the elf. I am locked in my bedroom, but I'm still hiding back in the closet because I still want to show you what the elf does, but it might be 30 minutes from now, it might be an hour from now. I'm waiting on the younger two to finally conk out, and I've got my computer and my printer hiding in here with me. We're going for tomorrow's Friday the 13th. So we're clearly going for a Jason Voorhees thing. We're gonna have our girl elf kind of like campfiring it, and he's gonna be like peeking around a tree with the Jason mask on. Just something along those lines, but I will show you soon once we get to do it. And then I ran out here real quickly to do this with Brianna. I will light this in the morning. It just lifts right out, so I don't have to do a whole bunch. But Tootsie Roll's little candle. She's doing some s'mores for Camp Crystal Lake. And him watching from the tree back there. I think this is just so, so cute. And of course, no tree skirt. Thank you, cats, but lights off. He's like sitting out of the magic pants, so he'll lean to the side, and he's got the tape and everything holding the mask on. And this tree skirt's messed up. Thank you, Val. But turn that off. The elf is done. All the kids are in their beds. The younger two are asleep. I'm gonna go ahead and change into my pajamas, and then I'm just gonna lay down and watch something until it's time for me to fall asleep. Normally, I would go ahead and change into my pajamas earlier when I did all my skincare and stuff, but I was able to get to the elf a little sooner tonight, so it kind of changes everything. Not everything in my routine, like I've probably said in the voiceover, runs in the exact way. I am very much one of those run by the seat of my pants and go with the flow of whatever comes my way. I'm a mother of 5. I can't stick to a ironclad routine. Mine are like guidelines. Think Pirates of the Caribbean. All right, but that being said, I'm tired. I want to watch a little bit of TV with my husband and then conk out, because I'm going to film the morning routine directly as soon as I wake up in the morning and show you how the first half of my day goes now that we've set up everything in the kitchen and got everything ready for the next day ahead. Thank you guys so much for being here. As always, I really appreciate it more than you know. If you are new and enjoyed it, subscribe, thumbs up, all that, and I will see you in my next one. Well, actually, I'll see you in the morning. Good night, guys.